We saw Juan with this Madness deck 2 rounds ago on stream, and lost a match. No, I'm sorry. Won a match against Force of Phil. And yeah, I'm getting confused about the order of things, but I think both of these players are at this point 1-1. We had a small turnout at the local this past week. We only played 3 rounds. A lot of people traveling out of town. So we're seeing a lot of the same players over and over a bit here. 1 minute left in prediction polls. All right, fetching a Badlands is Juan. Let's see what's in store on this turn 1. Faithless Looting. I'm countering that if I have the option. Eric, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Heretic. I get it now. Hello, Heretic. Brainstorm in response to Faithless Looting. Prediction poll about to end. 50-50. 50-50 prediction from chat, right down the middle. Cheap lands, yeah. Force of Will pitching Murktide on Faithless Looting. I like that play.
I will pass it on to you.
Ragavan pass.
Pass it on.
Attacking with Ragavan. Heretic says, I wish I could play Legacy in paper. So, this is kind of a weird topic, and I hope this is not a touchy topic for anybody. I don't even know why it would be, but do you think that the average Legacy player only buys, let's say, whatever new Legacy staples come out, the Ragavans, Endurance, Solitude, as singles, or buys reserve list or older cards that they need to finish decks, like, a lot of people recently in the last year picked up, let's say, Meltdowns if they didn't have them, or I don't know any reserve list cards that became relevant recently. I recently bought a Seas of Innocence, for example. So the dollars we spend towards the Magic hobby are going only towards singles that we need. And if you're a Legacy player, let me know if these are your buying habits as well. But people who play other formats and don't play Legacy tend to spend, let's just say for the sake of example, the same amount of dollars on Magic, but they're buying collector booster boxes and, pre-release packs and secret layers of commander cards and stuff like that. Are the buying? I guess what I'm getting at are the buying habits of a Legacy player versus a commander player exactly the same amount of money, but they focus on different items to purchase, and that's why we have like this, part of the community that focuses on, let's say, commander, pioneer, standard, whatever, and feel priced out of Legacy. But if they wanted to play Legacy, they could just spend the same amount of money that they're spending now, but on singles. And I know I'm probably opening a can of worms, and a bunch of people are gonna feel like, Legacy is still really expensive. I know the dual lands and LEDs and tabernacles and all that stuff. The prices are outrageous. Don't get me wrong; they're outrageous. But is there something to changing, if you want to get into Legacy, changing your buying habits from I'll buy a collector booster box of Crimson Vow to I'll buy a, I don't know. I don't know what the prices are off the top of my head, but a Mox Diamond, for example. I don't know how much a Mox Diamond is currently, but yeah. Something that I've been thinking about. A lot of people are explaining in chat that they only buy singles. Flying compasses, an LED costs as much as 2.5 collector boxes. I know I'd rather have the LED TBH. I didn't mean to say that collector box is the same as an LED as far as pricing. I was just saying, like, throughout the year, every standard set comes out and you're buying a collector box. But if you want to get into Legacy, you should probably really be buying Lion's Eye Diamonds, let's say, if that's a card that you want to be using. And there's something too also, like, it's probably a lot more fun to buy a collector box than it is to buy one LED and just sleeve it up and stick it in the binder until you finish a deck. I get that. I don't know. I'm more just asking what people think, not even trying to say this should be your financial plans for Magic. Because I really don't know what they should be. I know what I do, but I'm not saying I'm right. I also don't play Commander. So I don't buy those cards, really. Most Magic players play Commander now. Flying Compasses, I know people who buy 2-3 collector boxes per set, yet they complain Modern Legacy are too expensive, just like buying 4 Ragavans. There's something to that, but some people would just rather buy the collector boosters, and there's nothing wrong with that, really. But if their plan is to play Legacy and their budget is exactly what they're spending for the game, they can just buy something different. They don't have to buy LEDs in addition to collector boxes. But, I mean, some people like collector boxes, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is. Looks like Dave Kaplan is pulling way ahead. And for me personally, like, you'll occasionally see like the memes and the Instagram and Twitter photos of people's like their office and their den or their bedroom in their house or whatever has Magic cards, like piles of Magic cards everywhere. I can't do that. I need like very, very little card clutter. It has gotten kind of expensive. It has. Tony Gervetto says, think I get what you're saying. My Magic budget hasn't changed much since getting back into the game around 5 years ago when I kept up with standard, modern, boosted drafts, and pre-releases. Now it's pretty much just singles for Legacy. That's basically the same as me, Tony. I think we started playing around the same time, coming back to the game. And for a while, I kept up with drafts and standard and whatnot. But now I basically don't buy anything unless I'm going to use it for a deck that I'm playing like tomorrow, basically. All right, Once Upon a Time, resolving here for Juan. Dave Kaplan up a game. And who knows, as Magic grows and changes over the next 5, 10, 15 years, maybe people that are, spending their money on singles versus collector boosters will realize they made the wrong decision. And the people who bought the collector boosters with their extended arts and their showcase cards and all that stuff will be laughing all the way to the bank. Who knows? Who knows? Foil, what do you call those? Like etched lands and whatever people are getting in the collector boosters. Maybe they'll be laughing at us later.
Sure.
I am going to discard, activate, discard.
Rooster Perez says, I want cards that I can use. I'm with that. Or Canman says, Magic in general is incomprehensible in its cost. I agree. It is an expensive hobby, that is for sure.
Discard another card.
With the caveat or whatever that you don't actually need to, it's not required of you to play this game to spend incomprehensible amounts of money. You could just buy 2 dual decks, and if that's fun for you to jam for the next 5 years, you only spent, what is it, $40 or whatever it is. Good. Like,
18.
I wish I can do that. I wish I can just do that and be satisfied. It's kind of a me problem in a way. Constant Flaw says exactly the opposite for me. Stopped playing about 4 years ago, just got back in, and pretty much the only thing I actually needed to buy were Urza's Sagas and a set of Rogs, and would unlock another 4 or 5 decks. Nice. All right, people are getting excited for madness. Anger in the yard, Putrid Imp in the yard. Here's LED.
And attack.
Box.
I will pay 1. Yes.
2.
And pass the turn to you.
Ponder.
Mm-hmm.
Flying Compass says at least Magic cards retain value or appreciate easier to justify the cost at times. I mean, for the most part, if you have, some ongoing knowledge about what's going on in the game, you could kind of make the game cheaper for yourself by knowing what to buy and when, and trading things away at opportune times and selling off cards to vendors at opportune times and whatnot. I know some people that are really savvy with that stuff. I'm not. I personally am not, but they kind of keep things moving around to keep the cost of the game down. That's true, Chains. Any hobby is expensive as you want it to be.
I will attack with both.
Mhm.
Pay 1.
Sure. 11.
I pass the turn to you.
There's also I and I tweeted about this, and I think people got a kick out of it. I on MTG Arena made it to Mythic last week with historic Merfolk. I haven't spent a penny on Arena at least for 2 years or something like that. And in total, I've spent less than $30 on Arena. I know for a fact. I mean, the game is just as expensive as you want it to be. That is a fact. I've spent nothing. I played Merfolk because I didn't have I didn't have the wild cards for a lot of the other decks, but still had fun. I play arena. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Some people get upset. Hesh says, I sold about 5K worth of reserve list cards about 5 years ago. Those cards are worth 15K now. I could feel bad about that, but it helped with a down payment on a house. I don't think you need to feel bad about that at all. That actually sounds like you did just fine.
No, I forgot what card that was.
Delver Secrets.
I remember like that. That was a really interesting match, and I put myself down to card off the Delver. And I know that that's definitely going to be fun. Like, we have two cards out.
Play Faithless Looting.
Hesh, I have some financial advice for you. Sell your house and buy those 15K reserve lists back. Get the cards back. I'm just playing. I'm obviously joking. Don't do that.
I will attack.
Block.
Give the other one.
Yep.
And pass the turn to you.
Murktide region.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass.
It ain't Murktide looking really good at the moment. Madness is in trouble here. This is not good. We did see Juan is able to just summon a whole bunch of creatures and end the game, though. Calvin, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Nice foil mountain, yeah. If you're catching the stream for the first time and if you use Discord, join our Discord community server. I'll add the link now in chat. Come hang out with us there and talk about deck lists, talk about reserve lists, talk about everything. Lots of cool people hanging out in our Discord. Expressive iteration resolving.
Attack for 8.
11.
Play Delver Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I'll waste your Badlands. I'll pass.
Draw. I'm going to discard a card. Activating this card.
I thought of all that stuff with the collector boosters and reserve lists, though, because an acquaintance of mine had a conversation with me and basically told me, like, I mean, I'd love to play Legacy, but I'm priced out. And then, like, 2 days later, they were posting that they bought a collector box on a whim of I guess Crimson Vow. I don't really know. But I was just thinking, like, from a budget perspective, what can you do if you really wanted to play Legacy, if this is something you're really into and you want to do with your time and your money? Just hold back on collector boosters and get some reserve list cards picked up. But again, I think buying a Lion's Eye Diamond is not as fun as buying collector boosters. So there's that. And I know someone's gonna write a comment later, like proxies, whatever. I'm talking about they want to play Sanction Legacy, right?
I'm going to play a Faithless Looting.
Sure.
I am going to discard 2.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to grab discarding tab.
Okay, people making noise in the background. You bought 2 LEDs for 175?
It's possible that I still have 1 mana floating from the Lion side diamond. Because
1 mana floating from LED. Ox of Agonas now on the field. Juan shuffling very well.
remember how many, but at least 2. Ox of Agonas, Vengevine.
Yeah.
So with that mana that was floating, I am going to cast a hollow one for 1. Because it costs less, 2 less for every card that I discarded or cycle in that turn.
What is Lion's Eye Diamond say on it exactly?
Discard my hand.
So I think it's 3 cards you discarded this turn, right?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Probably it will even cost 0.
I think it's free.
But is the
Okay, so losing track of how many cards were discarded, but Hollow One coming into play, it looks like. And now Vengevine.
Yeah.
And with the mana that was floating, I am going to give +2/+0 to the Blazing Root
Yeah.
Walla.
You got it.
All right, scoop there for Kaplan. And I think we're going to game 3. Makes sense to cash out on things that don't feel completely essential to survival. Makes perfect sense. Heretic says I only spend money on Modern and Commander singles. That's one way to do it. Scalding Tarn start the game for Dave and a Badlands for Juan, who also follows up with LED.
Force that pitch and expressive iteration.
I like the force of LED here. I like that a lot. Key engine in this deck. You don't counter that, things could get ugly. Faithless Looting. Ouch. Ooh, does Kaplan have a daze? He does. Very nice. Not necessarily rooting for Kaplan here, but I do like seeing a potential nut draw get disrupted. Another LED. Oh my goodness. And a pass. Okay, so Wasteland hits for Dave, taking out the Badlands. Yeah, I feel like anybody that would tell you, reserve list cards are definitely going to continue going up at this certain, trajectory for pricing over the next. Nobody knows anything right now about anything. The future is impossible to figure out. Just don't buy all that certainty stuff. I'm thinking on buying them, but in my LGS, the main format is modern, so hard to invest in something we play once per month. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't know. How much do you want it? Everybody has to make their own a financial decision that makes sense for them, I guess.
I'm going to find
Discard another put reading. Discard it.
Okay.
Discard a hollow one.
Discarding a hollow one
Yes,
to your graveyard.
yes, exactly. I am just discarding.
I'm gonna respond to that. Cast Brainstorm.
Okay.
Discarding Hollow One. Why would Hollow One get discarded here? Maybe trying to enable multiple other Hollow Ones from being cast? Why discard Hollow One? I'm so confused.
I discarded 3 cards
Yeah.
and play a hollow one.
Sure.
Cast a hollow one.
Yep.
Pass the turn to you because I don't have. Okay.
Okay, so discard a Hollow One to make a Hollow One. Why 5th edition Brainstorm? Dave Kaplan collects Korean versions of cards, and I believe that's a Korean 5th edition Brainstorm, which may be hard to find. I actually don't even know how hard it is to find. But that is the reason.
Murktide.
Mm-hmm.
just basically our own discard. I get to look first before I want to go to do the options not move away. Got it.
Okay, looks like a 6/6 Murktide coming down here. And a pass. High Zera is correct. Ice Age above all. Ice Age is the best set of all time. A lot of my first cards were Ice Age. I love Ice Age for that reason.
Attack for 6.
Take it.
Play a Channeler, a Ragavan. I'll pass.
Channeler and Ragavan for Dave Kaplan. Doc, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, Scaled Worm crushes Crawlworm. Crawlworm sucks. Snowfall is the best card in the game. It's no shocker that's from Ice Age. Yeah, chat, give us top 10 Ice Age cards of all time. I mean, Strixhaven, Innistrad, the first one, Khans of Tarkir. These sets all look embarrassing next to Ice Age. Am I right? Ice Age is the best. I just love Ice Age. Jester's Cap, Demonic Consultation, Necropotence, the debut of Brainstorm, the debut of Snow-Covered Lands. Thawing Glaciers was Alliances, I think, Tony. I might be wrong, though. I might be wrong. Yeah. -5 points for Tony Dravetto. That's okay. It's the same block. It's the same block.
I get one mountain.
And Ice Age fans out there, Ice Age Alliances fans, how do we feel at this point in time about Cold Snap being a part of the block? I mean, screw Cold Snap, right? Like, get Cold Snap out of here. They should just ban that whole set. It's not a real Ice Age set. I don't know. Yeah, I like Cold Snap too. I'm just joking around. Cold Snap was fun.
Discard 2, for which I am going to also to.
Okay, you have to discard those
Yes,
first.
I discard,
Yeah.
but I am going to.
Sure.
The plan is to play Angers.
I see what you're saying. Okay, you're gonna exile that temporarily, and you want to play the Rapture. Sure.
Looks like Anger is in the yard behind my face, right here. I just saw an Anger floating over there. Apologies that it's blocked out by my face right now.
You have more than 7 cards in your graveyard, right?
Oh no, that's not an Anger. That's a gamble. My mistake. That's a gamble.
Yes, you win.
Yeah, Heretic, you need to get rid of that friend, I think. All right, Dave Kaplan gets there.